we would like to invite the counsel of the claimant to present today's submissions.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the tribunal. My name is Trần Phương, along with my co-counsel, Ms. Trịnh Huyền Trang. We represent CISGVN, the claimant in this current dispute. I will speak for 10 minutes and my co-counsel will speak for 12 minutes. And with your permission, we reserve 3 minutes for rebuttal. Members of the tribunal, over the course of the next 22 minutes, I will be submitting that VIAC has the jurisdiction to adjudicate this case, and UK Sales of Goods Act 1979 is the applicable law. My co-counsel will submit that the contract wasn't concluded, and if the tribunal finds that the contract was concluded, the price will be $93.49. On jurisdiction, the Vietnam Arbitration Center has the jurisdiction to adjudicate this case because both claimant and respondent agreed in contract to refer any claim to arbitration. Article 14.2 of the Law on Commercial Arbitration 2010 states that for disputes with a foreign element, the arbitration tribunal shall apply the law chosen by the parties. If the parties didn't have any agreement, the arbitration tribunal shall make a decision to apply the law it considers the most appropriate. In this case, the most appropriate law is the UK Sales of Goods Act 1979.
Counsel, so concerning the term, the most appropriate law, is there any further guidance on Vietnamese law?
Also, in the VIAC rules, Article 22.3, the arbitration tribunal also has the power to determine the law considered the most appropriate.
Yes, but my question is, how do we understand the term, the most appropriate law?
The term "the most appropriate law" refers to the law that is most closely connected to the contract. Pursuant to Article 683(2)(a) of the Civil Code of Vietnam, the law of the states that is deemed most closely related to the contract in a sale of goods contract is the state of the seller, meaning Hong Kong. Therefore, the law of Hong Kong and the United Kingdom Sale of Goods Act will be the applicable law. Because
Also, when you refer to the civil code, in this case, why the claimant is going from Singapore and Hong Kong, there is no Vietnamese related information.
the claimant refers to the Vietnam International Private Law because the arbitration tribunal is in Vietnam and it takes guidance from the Vietnam International Private Law.
I think that the since it's in Vietnam, it means that we should only follow the procedure, regulations, not only the context of law. So what do you think?
We don't know the answer to the question. May I proceed? As part of the common law system, Hong Kong applies the English case law regarding the proper law of the contract in an international sale of goods scenario. And according to the UK Sale of Goods Act 1979, contract for the international sale of goods means a contract of sale of goods made by parties whose places of business are in the territories of different states. Since the claimant is headquartered in Hong Kong SAR and the defendant and the respondent is headquartered in Singapore, the contract satisfies this definition. Also, the UK Sale of Goods is also applicable to Singapore according to the application of English Law Act 1993. So Singapore also takes English case law into account when settling disputes. So take into account both parties' connection to the common law system and the UK Sales of Goods Act scopes, the applicable law of this contract is the UK Sales of Goods Act 1979. The CISG isn't applicable to Hong Kong because pursuant to Article 11A of CISG, this convention only applies to contract of sale of goods between parties whose places of business are in different contracting states. And while Singapore is a contracting state, Hong Kong is not part of it. It's not a contracting state because China didn't make a reservation. Because China did make a reservation under Article 93(1) of the CISG. On 20 June 1997, the People's Republic of China sent a note regarding the territorial treaties applicable to Hong Kong SAR as of 1st July 1997 to the Secretary General of the United Nations. This note is a declaration announcing the conventions to which China was a party and which hereafter applied to Hong Kong, and this list did not include the CISG. This note satisfies the three requirements required in pursuant to Article 93(1). First, it was in writing. Secondly, it was sent to the Secretary General of the United Nations. And third, it expressly states that the convention doesn't apply to Hong Kong. And since Singapore also made a reservation under Article 95, excluding the application of Article 11B, so SCISG isn't applicable pursuant to Article 11B either. To conclude, CISG isn't applicable to Hong Kong, and the proper law to contract the applicable law is the United Kingdom Sales of Goods Act 1979. I conclude my submission. May you please adjourn now.
Mr. President and members of the Tribunal, my name is Jin and I represent the claimant in this dispute. In 12 minutes, I will proceed in 2 points. The first point is the conclusion of the contract, and the second point is the price of the contract. To begin with the first point, the conclusion of the contract. The contract for the sale of 88,000 C1 is smartphone was not concluded. We have 2 reasons to prove that. First reason is, during the telephone conversation, claimant remained silent on whether or not to accept a respondent's offer. Pursuant to Article 18(1), silence does not amount to acceptance. However, with 3 exceptions, silence can be seen as an acceptance if the parties had an agreement, if they established any practice, and if they are bound by usage. In this case does not meet any exception above, so the claimant's silence does not amount to acceptance.
Counsel, I clarify that we have just said 3 exceptions. That is the agreement of the party, the practice established by the party, and the uses. So can you please provide the legal basis for the 3 exceptions?
The first exception is if the parties had an agreement according to Article 6 CISG, and the process and the uses according to Article 91 CISG. Please put through. The second reason is there was a lack of agreement on the discount. Pursuant to Article 14(1) CISG, an offer must fix the price. In this case, CISGVN just given the list price $109.99. It didn't mention the discount because discount is essential element when determining the price. So lack of agreement on the discount results in lack of agreement on the contract price. As an offer did not meet the requirement of Article 14(1), consequently no contract was formed. The second point, in case the tribunal finds the contract was concluded, the contract price shall be $98.99.
So you mean that in the case at hand there was no offer and also no acceptance?
Yes.
So referring to the offer, you mean that price is a crucial element to constitute an offer?
Because CISGVN remains silent on the subject of the price.
So you mean that if there is no price, there is no offer?
Yes, because discount is an essential element when determining the contract price.
So can I refer back to the Article 55 of the CISG? I think that the price is not a crucial element to constitute an offer because it says that when a contract has been validly concluded, but does not expressly or implicitly fix or make provision for determining the price the parties are considered. So there is still a contract without determining the price. So what is your opinion?
The wording of Article 55 CISG states that where a contract has been validly concluded, it means Article 55 can be applied if only if the contract was concluded.
Yes, that is, the contract has been concluded, but they didn't. But they does not make provision for determining the price. And it says,
Yes.
So in this case of Article 55, if parties do not make provision for the price, the contract is still be concluded.
We don't know the answer to this question. May I proceed? The price of the contract should be $98.99 with 3 reasons following. The first reason, there was not any established practice between the parties that can assert it. The applicable discount was 15%. According to Article 91 CISG, the parties can be bound by any practice which they have established between themselves. According to some courts, a practice is binding on the parties pursuant to Article 9 only if the party relationship has lasted for some time and the practice has occurred in multiple contracts. In this case, the parties have just entered into a business relationship since 2014, which means there was not a long-term business relationship between the parties. Furthermore, before the present contract, they have concluded some contracts, and the products that they have been contracting is C1 Mini smartphone and C1 Easy smartphone. They are two different kinds of products. So in this case, a contract on C1 Easy smartphone, we can apply the the process concerning C1 is smartphone with a 15% discount. Because they had only concluded one contract on C1 is smartphone, so there was not any process established between the parties.
Council, however, the tribunal notes that the C1 Mini smartphone and the C1 Easy smartphone, they are all smartphone in the same car booth. They just different model. And so all is produced by the same phone with the C phone. So this may share a lot of feature. So on what ground do you distinguish between the contract concerning the C1 Mini and the C1 Easy?
Your Honor, this two product has different features, and the profits can be earned about selling C1 is different when the profits earned from C1 Easy have different from the profits earned from C1 Mini, so we can say that they are the same kind. The second reason I want to tell you is a reasonable. If the parties have a different understanding on the discount on the price, we can use the standards of Article 8 to interpret a party's intent. A party's intent can be interpreted by understanding of a reasonable person. And in this case, a reasonable person would have understood that the 15% discount was an introductory offer, and the price to be paid for this present orders would depend on the discount offered to favor customer. A reasonable person would have known.
Also, may I ask a question? Is there any evidence to show to prove the sinful intent that the discount 50% was just a one-time discount for the first set group, but not applicable to subsequent order?
In most problem, in paragraph 5, line 4 in the paragraph 5 stated, in an attempt to introduce C1 Easy smartphone to the Singapore market, C4 offers user a discount of 15% from its list price for the order that was anticipated. This discount should be reasonably understood as a one-time discount to encourage users to initiate purchasing C1 Easy smartphone, and it can't be considered as the standard discount for all the future others. Please, the tribunal.
Council, so how about the statement of the CFO in paragraph 8 for the moot problem, in which the CFO say that it would offer the user the best price?
As we can see, the quantity ordered in the present contract was 88,000 C1 Easy smartphone, and the quantity ordered in the previous contract in the 20th January 2017, the quantity was 9,000 contracts. It was 9,000 C1 Easy smartphone, which means the quantity in the present contracts is more than 9 times greater than the previous contract. If Seafoam gives a 15% discount to all these phones, it will be a massive loss of profit, which any reasonable in this business trade will understand.
So, I have a counter argument like this, because the contract relationship is from 2014 to 2017, and the range of discount will range from 12% to 15%, and suddenly in recent time, you drop the discount down to 10%. I think it's a totally new practice. It's not a existing practice between two parties. What do you think? Because if in the past you have a discount at the rate of 10%, it's okay. But there's no practice like that in the past. It's a new one.
Before the present one, the parties have concluded some contracts before, but with the in all previous contracts, there was no process established that a 10% discount can be applied. In all previous contracts, a 15% discount cannot be considered as a practice either. So 10% discount can't become a practice.
So why we should not consider the contract between 2014 and 2016 practice between parties?
Because between the 2014 to 2016, the applicable discounts were between 12 to 15%. It was not explicitly 15% discount. So between 2014 to 2016, there was no contract. There was no practice established between parties.
So are you trying to argue that the discount between 2014 and 2016 is so inconsistent in the system that it did not pass to practice? Do you know?
Yes, Your Honor. Make this true.
The respondent.
Good afternoon, Tribune. My name is Lê Hui, and today I appear before the Tribune with my learned co-counsel, Ms. Nguyễn Trịnh Thị Tiên, on behalf of the respondent in this case. In our submission, the counsel of the respondent would like to be addressing 3 points. First is to be noted that we do not challenge the jurisdiction of this case. First, we submit that the CISG is the most appropriate law in the case at hand. Second, that the contract has been concluded between the claimant and the respondent. And third, that the contract rights shall be $93 and $49. I will be addressing the first submission, while our co-counsel will be addressing the second and the last one. Each of us will be speaking in 11 minutes, and we reserve the last 3 minutes for the third rebuttal, if any. Beginning with the first submission in relation to the applicable law, the Council of Claimants submits that as the city arbitration is Vietnam, the most appropriate law would be determined in accordance with the conflict of law rules of Vietnam. However, we submit that sometimes the party in the practice of the commercial arbitration, the party chooses the city arbitration merely because this is convenient and this is the neutral it's just for their convenience, and it should not be determined that they want to apply the conflict of law rules of the seat of the arbitration to govern the contract. And moreover, we submit that the use that to establish the international commercial arbitration, the commercial arbitration should not be relying on merely on the conflict of law rules of the seat of the arbitration, but it can be the international convention, for example, the CISG, because it offers a better option to both of the party. Moreover, in the case at hand,
Counsel, may I clarify that? Are you trying to argue that the arbitral tribunal should ignore the conflict of law argument and directly apply the statute?
no, the arbitrator, I just submit that the CISG would be a better, really more appropriate law in the case at hand compared to the law of Hong Kong as submitted by the Council of Climate. And in this case, the requirement to apply the CISG has been satisfied in accordance with Article 11A, that both of the parties will confirm the contracting state of the CISG, Hong Kong and Singapore. We submit that in this case, Hong Kong has not made any declaration in accordance with Article 93 of the CISG. In accordance with Article 93 of the CISG, if the party have the territorial units and have different legal system applied to them, they can make a declaration to submit that whether the CISG is stand to all of their territorial units. And in this case, we submit that the People's Republic of China has not made any declaration. Regarding their submission on the notes regarding multilateral treaties applied to Hong Kong in 1997, we submit that there are three requirements to be satisfied under Article 93. First, it must be in writing. Second, it must be submitted to the United Nations. And thirdly, it must specify that whether the CISG applies to the specific geographic location. And we submit that in this case, all of these requirements has been satisfied because the People's Republic of China has submitted the note regarding the international convention would be applied to Hong Kong after the unification in 1997. And in the list, it did not state the CISG. So it showed the intention of the People's Republic of China to not apply to extend the application of CISG to Hong Kong SAR. So with the yes,
Council. So from your opinion, it seems a little bit different from our point of view, because from what we have information from the websites of CISG, we come across with a statement like this. Hong Kong Justice Department stated that no new convention applied to Hong Kong as a result of the handover of Hong Kong back to China. It means we can understand that CISG, even if it is ratified by China, does not apply to Hong Kong.
Yes, Mr. Arbitrator, this is the website of the CISG. Yes, actually, CISG is still extend to the application to the. We submit that the CISG still extend its application to the Hong Kong because the China they has made the declaration in accordance with Article has made.
Do you have any legal basis for your statement that the China make the declaration for the application of CISG to Hong Kong?
Yes, regarding your concern, we submit that the Chinese government on 20 June 1997 it has sent the note regarding multilateral treaties applicable to Hong Kong SAR as of 1st July 1777 to the United Nations, and the treaties listed in this note did not mention of the CISG. So we submit that it means that there is no declaration in accordance with Article 93 CISG, and in accordance with Article 93 of CISG Point 4, that if the state did not make any declaration, the CISG will be automatically applied to any territorial unit, and in this case, it means that it sent the application to the Hong Kong SAR.
Maybe because there's a different point of understanding of the law. From our point of view, I think that if there is no clear statement for the application of CISG in a specific territory, it means that such convention shall not be applied. But from your point of view, it's reversed from what I just said. That's a different point of view, different point of understanding of law. Please go ahead.
Yes. And therefore, moreover, we submit.
Also, I have a question. I would be satisfied with your argument if the People's Republic of China remain silent at all. If they did not say anything, and they said that they did not make any reservation under Article 93 of the statute. However, they actually make a note that there is a positive act of the Chinese state. And in the list of the multilateral treaty applicable to Hong Kong, they did not mention this actually at all. So even an omission, an intentional omissions, means constitute a conduct of the state. So how do you justify your position that even there's a note of the China and there's no mention of charity, and you still say that there's no reservation under Article 93?
Yes, Mr. Arbitrator, regarding your concern, we submitted even there is a note submitted by the People's Republic of China. It does not satisfy the requirement to be considered as the declaration in accordance with Article 93 of the CISG. And under Article 93.4, that if the contracting state makes no declaration under paragraph 1 of this article, the convention is to extend to all territorial units of that state. And in this case, it means that if the China fail to make a declaration under Article 93 of the CISG extends its application to Hong Kong SAR.
So which is the particular requirement that you say that the People's Republic of China failed to meet when they make the note?
Yes, it is stated in Article 93 three requirements. First, it must be in writing. Second, it must be submitted to the United Nations. And thirdly, that it must be an express statement that the CISG shall not be applied to certain territorial units. And in this case, we submit that the note regarding the multilateral treaty is applicable to Hong Kong SAR does not satisfy the requirement.
So you are relying on Article 93, subparagraph 4 to say that CISG is supplied, not subparagraph 1, right?
Yes, we submit that the BRC fails to make a declaration. Therefore, the application of CISG is sent to Hong Kong SAR.
But I want to refer to the question of Mr. Littam. Does the China have intention to exclude the application of CISG by sending a note without mentioning the CISG? Does it intend to exclude the application of CISG?
Yes, Mrs. Arbitrator, we submit that the requirements state clearly that it must be an express statement that CISG would not apply to Hong Kong SAR, and in the case at hand, The mere that the CISG is not included in the list is not show the intention of the People's Republic of China to exclude the application of CISG.
Can we consider that? Could you consider the note as a declaration to exclude the application of CISG?
Yes, but if it must make a express statement that CISG shall not apply to Hong Kong SAR, only because the CISG is not listed in the list in the note does not show the intention. Because they are not satisfy requirement, the requirement has to be an express statement, and we submit that the note fail this requirement.
If you refer to Article 93, we understand that there is a declaration from China on its note, and in such declaration, there is no declaration about CISG. It means that there exists a declaration which is satisfying Article 93.1. And for one, it means that there exists a declaration, and in such declaration, China is silent about CISG. It means that China doesn't want CISG to be applied in Hong Kong. And we have the legal basis based on Article 93 to have the conclusion like that.
Mr. Arbitrator, there is the case of the Federal District Court of the United States to support for my argument, and they clearly stated that it must be an express statement, and we submit that only because the CISG is not included in the list doesn't mean that the CISG, that it doesn't mean that PRC is already made a declaration in accordance with Article 93 of CISG. And moreover, we submit that the application of the CISG owns. Therefore, we submit that in this case, the CISG can be applied in accordance with Article 118, and it should be applied in the case at hand because it would offer a more neutral and fair to both of the party. And moreover, it should limit the effect of the seat of the arbitration. Therefore, in conclusion, we submit that the most appropriate law in the case at hand is the CISG, and my legal counsel will continue the submission of the respondent.
Mr. and Madam President and member of the tribunal, my name is Richard Huiting, and I represent respondent in the dispute. In 10 minutes, I will proceed in 2 points. The first point is the proposal constituted an offer, and the price of C1 smartphone is a discount of 15% from the list price. And the second point is the contract was concluded. Regarding to the first point, the proposal constituted an offer, and the price of C1 smartphone is a discount of 15% from the list price. On 3 March 2017, respondents telephoned to claimant to discuss a new order. According to Article 14.1, CISG specified that there are 2 requirements to constitute an offer. The first one is the offer shall indicate the intention to be bound by the respondent. In the case at hand, according to paragraph 7, respondent telephoned to claimants in order to order 88,000 C1 smartphones, and these shall be delivered over the 9-month period of time. According to one court, a buyer was found to have indicated its intent to be buyer when it sent a seller an order and stated that we ordered and called for a delivery. In this case, respondent stated would need 88,000 C1 smartphones to be delivered over the 9-month period, and it is regarded as an intention to be bound by in the event of acceptance by the respondent. The second requirement is an offer shall indicate 3 elements. The first is the good, The second is the quantity, and the last one is the price. Accordingly, the price could be implicitly fixed or make provision for determination which is interpreted according to Article 8A2. In the oral offer, respondent expressly indicated the quantity and goods. Notably, 88,001 is smartphone and the price was implicitly indicated. To interpret the implied indication of price, in fact, as the claimant previously indicated an offer that respondent will receive the best price from the list. During the business relationship between the parties, claimant continuously offered a discount of 15% from a 15% discount, a discount of 15% from the list price to respondent, and it seemed to be a best price as mentioned. Also,
Counsel, I interrupt you a little bit. Just say that we can imply the price offered by the respondent is in the best price applicable, but actually in the telephone negotiation, Mr. Guang Yuan remained totally silent about the price. So now how the claimant know the intention of the respondent that you want to refer to the best price?
Mr. Arbitrator, can I continue my submission? I will point out more rationale for this argument. Thank you. During the business relationship between the parties, the claimant continuously offered a discount of 15% from the list price to respondent and to the respondent. Also, in the contract of January 2017, claimant offered the same price with C1EZ smartphones. As a reasonable person in this circumstance, pursuant to Article 8.2, would understand in this manner, and the price shall be a discount of 15% from the list price.
Counsel, how can you make a statement that the seller continuously make the discount 15%? Because from the Moot case between 2014, the discount range from 12 to 15%, and in 2017, this is the only contract. How can you make a statement that continuously discount for the purchaser?
Yeah, Mr. Arbitrator, according to paragraph 3, that between 2014 and 2016, respondent and claimant has had several contracts that claimant offer a discount of 12% to 15% from the list price to the respondent. And after that, on 16 January 2017, the claimant continued to offer a discount of 15% to the respondent. Based on my wording, I mean that mostly the contract included between the parties are the price was indicated as a discount of 15% from the list price.
I think it's just for your implication. It doesn't stay in the Moot problem. It's my opinion.
Yeah, Mr. Arbitrator, as I stated that as a resident person in the same circumstance, that it will be understood that there are several contracts between the parties, and most of the contracts, the claimant offered a discount of 15% for the list price. So, in the view of a resident person, so we could understand that in this case, that the contract was the price is still indicated, as the previous contracts. So,
Council, I think I should repeat the item of the claimant. First of all, they say that they treat the C1 mini smartphone and C1 mini smartphone differently. It's very clear that they treat it very differently because they consider that the C1 mini smartphone has many new features and it's a totally new product. And secondly, they have also made a statement in the paragraph 5 of the program that in an attempt to introduce C1 easy smartphone to the Singapore market, they offer discount 50%, meaning a 15% discount is closely connected to the intention to introduce a new product to the market. And after they have introduced C1 easy to the Singapore market, there's no commitment that they will remain the same discount policy. This is made very clear in the paragraph 5 of the program. So now how do you say that you understand the claimant will remain the discount policy of 50% to you?
Mr. Arbitrator, as I stated that interview a rational person, so we can understand the intent to conclude a contract of the respondent, and so according with regard to the price that as a reasonable person that we shall put ourselves in a reasonable person that the price was continually indicated whenever the parties conclude a contract. So we shall understand that the price in this case shall be indicated regarding to intent of the reasonable person that.
So you mentioned reasonable person loss of contract, but may I clarify that under the statute, which is the standard to interpret a statement of the doctor power?
In this case, in order to interpret the intent of the other party when there's a clear contract or a statement that the other party knew of could not have been unaware of. And in this case, there's no clear contract or statement.
So this case is quite clear in paragraph 5 that the C4 make known to you that they attempt to introduce C1 in this smartphone to the Singapore market. And because of that reason, they offer you a discount 50%. Right? So what's your position on it?
Mr. Arbitrator, and I stated that in this case, the contract on 3 March 2017 the Article A1 cannot be applied. It cannot be applied, and the intent that you just mentioned is the intent you just mentioned, because I studied the Article A2 as a rational person, so they could have been unaware of that reason why payment offer a discount of 50% from the respondent.
The time is up, so if you have 1 more minute to conclude your argument.
In this case, the proposal constitute an offer in the price of C1 is smartphone is a discount of 50% from the list price, and there's an oral contract which was accepted by the claimant in the telephone conversation. So according to Article 18.2 and according to Article 9.81, so there's a contract which was concluded by the parties. And
maybe my last question. You mentioned the term proposal, but what do you mean by proposal? The telephone conversation or the fax confirmation? You mentioned the term proposal lots of time, but I don't know what do you mean by proposal?
The proposal is mentioned in order to demonstrate that there's an offer.
But what is the proposal mean? The telephone conversation or the fax confirmation fax or what?
The proposal is the conversation in the telephone between the parties. So it includes that the price of C1 is smartphone is a discount of 15% for the list price as analyzed.
The claimant to my rebuttal.
In my 3 minutes, I will respond to 3 points of the respondent submission. First of all, the respondent couldn't prove that CISGVN is applicable in Hong Kong, so we stand to reason that according to conflict of law, the applicable law is the UK Sales of Good Act 1979. Secondly,
may I clarify, you say the conflict of law, which country?
And the Vietnam International Private Law, written in the Vietnam International Private Law. Also, respondent couldn't prove the conclusion of the contract in the phone conversation, and thirdly, they couldn't prove the practice of 15% discount between the parties. I close my submission.
So this is the result of the respondent. First, regarding the first point, we submit that in this case, according to the case law, electoral anchors and electric models of the Federal District Court, it stated that China failed to expressly identify the territorial unit to which the CISGVN is sent when a contracting state with 2 or more territorial units does not make a declaration under Article 93.1 of the CISGVN. The convention is sent to all territorial units of that state, and therefore, in this case, because in this case, the DRC, the People Republic of China, they did not make a declaration under Article 93. Therefore, we submit that the CISGVN can still be applied in the case at hand. And regarding the second point, we submit that the contract has been concluded orally by both of the parties. And thirdly, we submit that in this case, established in the paragraph 5 as mentioned by the arbitrator, there is no clear indication that the claimant has said to the respondent that is offered a discount of 50% because of the new introduction of the C1 is smartphone. There is no clear indication that the claimant already told to the respondent that because this is the new smartphone, So we offer you a 15%, a reasonable person in accordance, because there is no clear indication to apply the Article 8.1 of CISG. This will lead to the application of the Article 8.2 of the CISG. That means a reasonable person in the same circumstances would think. And in this case, the previous contract only used that a discount of 12 to 15%. So the respondent would understand that this is the same to the previous contract, and therefore the discount of 15% would be the right in the case at hand. Therefore, we will yes to the arbitrator.
My one last questions. You have just mentioned one case decided by the federal court of the U.S. statement.
Yes.
So what's the legal value of this case before this tribunal?
We submitted that it is persuasive, and the member of the tribunal may take it into consideration. So this is the end of the third rebuttal of the respondent.